Hi, Mariam. Thank you for joining us today. As First Generation Day is being celebrated at Nazareth this week, we wanted to touch base with students who are first generation.
Right.
And talk about their first day as a first gen student in college. So we are meeting with you today where you had your first class on your first day.
Yes.
So as we enter this space, can you tell me a little bit about how you feel and the thoughts that maybe come to mind?
Well, that's a loaded question. Thank you again, Tonya. So yes, this was my ACS 101 class, and I remember having my professor. She was great. So coming back here definitely feels like nostalgia. I feel at home because this was like the first place I met everyone in the SAT program and like getting to know what Nazareth is like and just having that experience. So for sure, this is definitely almost like home, especially a home being away from home, because originally being from New York City, coming to the upstate, I'm not really sure about this place. It was very unusual for me, but yes, coming into this class feeling like, okay, I have my community here, like I know who I'm conversing with. It just felt natural. So definitely nostalgia is like the biggest thing for me here. So,
okay, great.
Yeah.
Tell us, how do you think that you have changed since your freshman year? Now you're a junior, a first generation student at NAS as a junior. How do you think you've evolved since then?
I can't believe you just said that. First of all, it is a shock that I'm already a junior and I only have like literally one more year left. I definitely can say like I've grown, or transitioned in the sense that I've gained more knowledge, especially having the opportunity to travel abroad to Northern Ireland, England. One of the best experiences of my life. Even though it was a short-term trip, I've gained so much community and like participation energy, and I think that's very important, especially again in a community like this that is very participation driven and very intellectual. So having that opportunity was like the best, and I definitely didn't get taller, so that's unfortunate, but that's besides the point. Other than that, gaining the intellect portion in my participation from like freshman to like a junior now is just like awesome. And yeah, I can't believe like I'm almost done. Like that's the part that's like the biggest transition, like heading on to my next journey, like after this, going to like law school. So like, yeah, it's awesome.
Well, as an observer and being someone who has spent time with you, not only am I very proud of you, but I've been able to witness all the things that you have done.
Right.
So as a junior now, what would be your advice to incoming first generation students their first semester?
I would definitely say be open-minded. There is literally so much you can take from just simple conversations. Literally, conversations go such a long way. Talk to friends, try to make as much friends as you can, talk to the professors. Like, everyone really is here to help you. So for me, I think the main thing is definitely keep an open mind and stay in them books, because it picks up after you, okay? And it catches up, but definitely, yeah, I think that's really important. I say be open-minded, because you just never know what you're gonna get out of an experience. You might be like, oh my God, like I never expect I would be interested in something like that, and it will be your new talent, you know what I'm saying? So definitely be open-minded, don't be scared to try new things. This is what college is for, trying new things and exploring. So yeah, that would be my main advice.
I love that. Totally agree with everything that you said. When you hear the term first generation, first to fly, what do you think of?
Oh, that's loaded too. I would definitely say being the first to fly. That's great. That's actually what I would say. Yeah, being the first to adventure out, being the first to complete an education, being the first to, yes, just gain that access to things my parents didn't have access to. So I guess having that, yeah, being the first to fly, like that's actually perfectly said. I would say that. Again, being the first to be adventurous and just experiencing new things that my parents didn't get to. It's a really empowering thing. It's good to show off my stripes and have this accolade to show many other people that you can do this. Like, this is nothing but trials and tribulations. Everyone's learning, everyone's trying something new, and some people don't get these opportunities. And when I'm the first to be able to do that and then show what I've done in this process, it's, yeah, being the first to fly is perfect, yeah.
I think when we agreed to adopt the term first to fly, it really had to do with all the firsts that are related to being in college. And that could be a plethora of things. So does that resonate with you?
Absolutely. Again, this whole experience, again, it's only been 3 years, so I know I haven't finished a full journey yet, but like, it has been a great, again, trial and tribulation for me. I've made errors and I've learned from them. That's just part of life, you know what I'm saying? So having that opportunity to do it here while you're like in college and, like you said, having a plethora of like different ways to fly, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course, like it definitely resonates with me, and I hope it resonates with everyone else for sure too, because again, it's a great opportunity. So.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you. I'm so proud of you. I think that you're a great role model for first generation students, and I know that if there are other first generation students out there who have questions, that you'd be more than willing to speak to them.
Sure.
So
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Ivy, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So as we celebrate First Gen Day here at Nazareth College this week, we wanted to reflect on a First Gen student and talk about their first day in college as a First Gen student. So first day, First Gen. Yes. And so here we are in this space, which happened to be your first class,
That's
first
right.
day as a First Gen student. So as we sit here talking, what memories or thoughts does it bring back to you?
I actually have quite a few more than you would normally expect. So the very first class that I had here was called an oral skills class, which is a music core here at the School of Music. But I've also had other classes here, including things for my music therapy core, other music core classes like music theory, and I've had them throughout my years here at Nazareth. So I think the first feeling that I remember having was just like the sense of excitement and wonder. And then as I continued going to these classes, specifically here in this room, it became a hall of enrichment, including the classrooms around me, as I visit them more and more often. Even during the pandemic, when I attended through Zoom and I saw all of my peers sitting here and I was visiting through a camera, through a screen, I still felt so connected to them because of the enrichment and I guess the amount of experience and knowledge that I found here.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. So now that you are an upperclassman, how do you feel that you have evolved or changed since your freshman year?
I think I've grown a lot more out of my shell. When I came here at first, I had a lot of ideas in my head, but I didn't know how to communicate them to others or how to bring them out into the world as tangible things and experiences. So I feel like the main way that I've changed here is by being able to bring those out as tangible experiences that impact others, not just myself. Specifically, an organization here that I co-founded, which is called Accessing Inclusion, that was founded because of my music therapy classes that were held in this very room. Finding ways to intersect disability with different forms of identity, including gender, socioeconomic status, and race. I feel like a lot of the things that I've done have changed me, but also the way that I've learned how to bring them out to others and offer others opportunities to participate and impact other lives is mainly how I've changed here.
That's awesome. I think you definitely live up to the change maker model and all that you have shared with us. And what would be your advice that you would give to other first-gen freshmen as they enter college?
I think the one big thing I would tell them is not to just sit and wait for opportunities, but to go out and find them or even create them for yourself. So when you're sitting in a classroom, you take in a lot of things, but sometimes you don't have the opportunity to put things back out there, at least not sitting at a desk like this one. That's when you have to get out there and reach out to your peers, to your professors and advisors, and let them know that you have ideas and you want to bring them into the world. That's how you create opportunities for yourself and for others who may be searching for those opportunities. But if maybe you don't quite have an idea yet, then you go out and you look. There's tons of clubs and organizations, the UA, even advisors are connected, your academic advisors are connected to organizations within your major that can really help you find your niche and help you find what you're passionate about. So go out there and search for it rather than sitting here and waiting for it to come to you.
That's great advice.
Thank you.
So as a department, we adopted the slogan "First to Fly," first generation first to fly. How does that term "first to fly" resonate with you, or what does it mean to you?
That was actually the first slogan that I learned upon coming to Nazareth College. So there is the slogan, "Be here, be you, belong." But "First to Fly" was the very first one that I learned as I was offered a spot here as a first generation college student. So I think that "First to Fly" means the most to me because not only was it the first ideal that I learned when coming to Nazareth, but it also kind of told me and kind of pushed me to spread my wings and fly beyond what I thought was possible. So beyond the ideas that I had or things that I wanted to happen and actually making them come to fruition, make them become physically tangible and impactful to others. So I think that "First to Fly" means being able to step outside of that comfort zone of yours and really explore what's out there.
Great, thank you. I agree, and I think there are different interpretations of it, but what you just stated is exactly what we are looking for others to get out of it. So having said that, I want you to know that we're proud of you. You've done a great job since you've been at NAS. You've been in
Thank
so
you
many
very
different
much.
areas.
Thank you.
You're very involved, and I think you're a great role model for first generation students and all students. So thank you.
Thank you, I greatly appreciate it.